We are back again, ladies and gentlemen, for another UFC 323 final predictions. We got Merab Dvalishvili taking on Petr Yan. Quick turnaround for the machine, but don't worry, I'm sure he's got a lot of oil left in that tank. Also, in the co-main event, we have the king of the 125-pound division, Alex Pantoja, taking on Joshua Van. You know, when you think about this, this is the card for all the short kings, okay? Short kings out there. 135, 125, stand up. If you're a short king, you should be proud of because they headline this card. Now, let us start with Peyton Talbott taking on Triple C, Henry Cejudo. Now, when you look at these two guys, the first thing that comes to mind is that I felt there was a point in time in Henry's career where everybody was going to train with him. I went to train with them. You had Tracy Cortez come and train with him. Zhang Weili come train with them. Everybody and their mom was training with Triple C at some point, I feel like. And ta-da! Peyton was training with Henry Cejudo. So Henry Cejudo has some type of, understanding of what Peyton does because they train together, right? You kind of get a glimpse underneath the sheets when you train with somebody. So you know you're getting yourself into when he steps in the octagon with them. But the one thing that Henry Cejudo has is he is a competitor. I think he's probably the best competitor I've ever gone against when it comes to fighting. And he knows that. He knows how to compete, and he's very good at it too. And we cannot forget, he is a gold medalist in Olympic wrestling, so he has that in his back pocket. But let me give you guys the keys of victory for these gentlemen to get that W the night they step inside the octagon. Let's start with my good friend Henry Cejudo, Triple C. Henry Cejudo's got to do what he does best, and that's number one. Henry's very good about, he'll go out there, measure the distance, I call it the void, he calls it borders. He gets that hand up, and he starts, doing that feint, go to the body, and he throws that nasty calf kick. That shit hurts because he hit me a couple times with it when we train. Not in our fight, but when we train. He's going to land that calf kick. He's going to try to take away Peyton's mobility. Measure the borders, kick that leg out, and try to get a reaction from Peyton. Key to victory number two, he is going to start reacting based on what Peyton does. So if Peyton comes across that border, he's gonna blind fire, or he's gonna look for him. Or if Peyton doesn't do anything, he's gonna go across the border and throw a 1-2. He's always looking like this and feinting, and he's gonna go pop pop, or boom, comes inside the border I call the void. And key to victory number three, this is your last ride, my friend. Have fun, enjoy it, because this will probably be the last time in your career where the crowd is going to chant your name and you're going to be able to step in the octagon and everybody in the world is going to tune in to watch you. So enjoy this last moment as I knew I did, and I hope you'll be able to enjoy that moment as well. Now let's look at his opponent, Peyton Talbott. If I do know anything, I know how to fight Henry Cejudo. I fought him twice, and I also have trained with him. So key to victory number one for Peyton is keep Henry guessing. Henry likes the borders. He likes to sit there and wait and see what you're going to do. He's going to throw that calf kick. So keep him guessing. When he throws a calf kick, you got to check. If he does not check that calf kick, he's going to lose his mobility. We saw it happen with Islam Makhachev taking on JDM. So he's got to check that calf kick. Key to victory number two, you also have to be competitive. Keep track of what's going on in the scorecards, because Henry Cejudo is doing that. And if you don't keep track of the scorecards and compete with Henry, you would take that L, because Henry is always managing what's going on in a fight. How do I know that? He told me when me and him fought. He says, I know I wasn't better than you, Demetrious, but I knew I could hold your black ass down, and that's what I did. So he did that. He got W over me, and the same thing could happen to Peyton if he does not manage that competitiveness of the edge in that fight. Key to victory number three, throw that push kick. You use that long range. You give Henry Cejudo problems when he's trying to cross that border, and you send him out on an L on his retirement. So after all that, who do I have winning this fight between Peyton Talbott taking on Henry Cejudo? I'm gonna have to go with Triple C. Now, Triple C, I enjoy him. I enjoy watching him fight, and I think he's just too crafty to lose to Peyton. But it's mixed martial arts. Anything can happen. Henry has been busy. He's got a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter, a son. He's got multiple businesses going on. He's got the Pound for Pound podcast. And I think he's given everything he can to get ready for this last fight. And I'm about to go triple C. And when we're talking about UFC 323 final predictions, we gotta let you guys know this video is sponsored by PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks, a daily fantasy sports game played directly from your phone. It's very simple. Get on your phone, go to the App Store, and download PrizePicks. And we do that, use my promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now. You play $5, you're gonna get $50 in lineups. That's for new users only. And you know, they got UFC 323, me and the team, Mighty Team. We like Marvin Vettori more, 2.5 rounds. And then we like less with Chris Duncan in Fight Time. And then we like more with Peyton Talbott for 2.5 rounds. And then the cool thing about PrizePicks, it's not always about rounds. You can also do significant strikes, do takedowns, and you also do round by round. Just lock in your picks at the right place, which is PrizePicks. Now, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Now let us get back to the final predictions of UFC 323 as Merab Dvalishvili takes on Petr Yan. Now, let us go to the next fight. Brandon Moreno taking on Taira. Now, this is a very unique matchup because I thought Brandon Moreno was going to go up to 135 because he's been at 125 for a very, very long time. It's a weight cut, and he's been a champion there. And he's lost to Alex Pantoja, and I think if he went to 135, it would have been a fresh start. But, you know, the machine, Merab Dvalishvili's there, so I can understand why he wants to stay at 125 because he's still in the mix. But you have a newcomer, Taira, who's been there. Great, great, great athlete, great hands, great jiu-jitsu. He loves to get on people's back, put the body triangle in. He blew out Alex Perez's knee when he went across and put that wedge in between the leg, and Alex Perez's knee gave out. But this is a great match. This is a great matchup. I feel this matchup has, you know, title shot implications. Granted that Minnow Kopp is still there. He hasn't got his crack at Alex Pantoja. But when we look at these athletes, let's talk about the key to victory for both these guys. The keys that's going to get them the W. When you look at Brandon Moreno, key to victory number one is he's got to use his experience. He's been a world champion. He's fought multiple 5-round fights where Taira has not. Use his experience over Taira and manage the fight. You know, sometimes you can pick it up, bring it down slow. Just manage and use that experience that you've had in your championship career against Taira. Key to victory number two, use your boxing. You know, Brandon Moreno has never had that knockout power, meaning each time I've seen him fight or the world's seen him fight, he's never knocked anybody out like boom, like drop them. He's very good. He's a high volume athlete. He's a pop, 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 mixing up his combinations, even using the wrestling. And I think he's got to use a high volume to keep Taira out there. Keep him away from you, use the range, and pop him away. Even though I believe Taira is relatively the same height. Key to victory number three, trust in your jiu-jitsu. You have great jiu-jitsu. I've trained with Brandon Moreno before. His jiu-jitsu is very good. It's very sound. And he also trains with Doth Rigatoni, Mikey Musumeci at FTCC in Las Vegas. I think Brandon Moreno should not be scared to take this fight to the ground, even though Taira has great jiu-jitsu. But I think sometimes mixing it all up, it lets the other essence or martial arts form that you are good at shine. If I go out there and I just try to box somebody and I don't ever threaten a takedown, then my hands don't get a chance to shine. But if I'm out there and I'm piecing somebody up and I blast a double leg and I take them down and I'm holding them down, now when I get back on my feet, I go, and I start showing different things. They drop, then my hands become better. Then my hands become so good, they bring they cohesive with each other. Okay, now let us get to Taira. Now, once again, very great athlete, great grappling, great hands. I feel he's very well-rounded and very young in this division. He's like the biggest prospect to come out of Japan in a very, very long time, next to Kyojo Horiguchi, if you ask me. But key to victory number one for Taira is that he's got to take the fight to Brandon Moreno. When you have a guy like Taira who's, you know, younger than Brandon Moreno, even though Brandon Moreno is still relatively young, he's got a lot of miles on his body. He's been in the UFC for a very, very long time. So I would consider him the veteran in this fight. Taira's got to jump on the veteran. He's got to use that young, lion, hungry mentality and just take it to Brandon Moreno and catch him off guard. That's key to victory number 1. The key to victory number 2, get on his back. You've done a lot of great work on people's backs, by meaning you get on their back, you lock at the body triangle, you're able to get there, live there, and get a submission from people's back. But guys, when it comes to those key to victories, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am torn in this pick. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno has ups and downs in his career, but he's on a 2-fight win streak. He took some time to himself. He's relatively young, and he can catch a young rising star, as a lot of people do when they're trying to get better. And Brandon Moreno is 31. Tatsu is 25, and I'm gonna have to go with Brandon Moreno on this. Now, let us get to the co-main event. Alex Pantoja taking on Joshua Van. Now, this fight is going to be an absolute banger. Reason why is because Alex Pantoja has been on an absolute tear. He is the king of the flyweight division. He has beaten everybody they put in front of him. On the flip side, when you look at Joshua Van, he has impressed me. A kid who's come into mixed martial arts, knocking people out, fan-friendly style, going out there, let his hands blister, his opponents up. He's got great knockout power. Yeah, the kid has just been on an absolute tear, beating people. His only defeat inside of the octagon is from Johnson. But with that being said, I think when it comes to this fight between Alex Pantoja and Joshua Van, it is an old guard taking on the young guard. The biggest gap in this fight is the age difference. Alex Pantoja, 35, where Joshua Van is 24. 24 getting a title shot at a very young age. How do I feel about a 24-year-old getting a title shot? You know what? It's a win-win situation for Joshua Van. Here's the reason why. If he beats Alex Pantoja, he is king ding-a-ling. He beat the champion. He beat people. He beat somebody who can never be beaten, right? But if he loses to Alex Pantoja, it's still a win because he's 24 years old. He's still young. You gave him another 10 years of fighting. Pantoja will be 45. My Black Ass will be 49. And he will be 34 years old. He will still be younger than Alex Pantoja in this fight. And that's why I see it a win-win situation. He has nothing to lose. He's going to go out there. He's going to measure the distance. He's going to measure the void, keep it. And he likes to work his way into the fight. Meaning, when I watched him fight last time, he went there, got his hands up, and he would watch and see all the punches coming, get a gauge, get a rhythm, then he'll start to open up, and then he just lets his hands go. Now, Alex Pantoja, this man throws a fucking kitchen sink at you. He comes out there, he bullies you, he bulldogs you, takes you down, gets your back. He ends up submitting everybody he fights. So let's look at the keys of victory for both these athletes. I'm going to start with the king, Alex Pantoja. Key to victory number 1, get on him. Get on him like white on rice. Get on Joshua Van. Do not allow Joshua Van to get into the fight, because I feel that's where Joshua Van starts to get better as the fight goes on. He gets more comfortable. He lets his hands go. Alex Pantoja has got to get on him immediately. Now, Alex Pantoja doesn't have the cleanest stand-up. He's not pop, 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 oh, pop, pop. He's not out there doing that. It's more of a boom, I'm taking you down, right hand, big bull, he bulldozes you over. So, key to victory number 1, Alex Pantoja's got to get on Joshua Van. Key to victory number 2, get on the back. We have never seen Joshua Van, fight people off his back, or damn near get off his back. Put him on the canvas however way you can. Run across the void, put him against the cage, take out one lead leg, put his back on the ground, and then pass his guard and mount, and then do the whole jiu-jitsu game. Key to victory number 3, he cannot gas. Sometimes when you see Alex Pantoja fight, when he fought Steve Erceg was actually in the fight, throwing jabs, throwing crosses, giving Alex Pantoja a hard time. I think if a younger athlete is able to wear down Alex Pantoja, I can see a version where Joshua Van beats down Alex Pantoja. Alex Pantoja can't get the takedown. He can't get his back. He can't stay with the blistering speed. That stuff happens, right? Father Time comes for us all. Is it Alex Pantoja's time? We're not sure. But now let us go to the young comer, Joshua Van, sporting 24 years old. Key to victory number 1 is he has got to avoid the takedown at all costs, because all it takes is Alex Pantoja one time to get you down on the ground, and you'll never get up. The next time you're getting up is potentially when the round is over, or you are going to be standing next to the ref and look across and see Alex Pantoja's hand being raised. He's got to do whatever he can to not allow Alex Pantoja to take him down. The key to victory number 2, make Alex Pantoja work. Make him work. Move around, pop that jab. He's going to throw a right hand and bulldoze for the takedown. He's got to make him, he's got to throw that jab, pop that jab, move, angle, 2 uppercut, try to drop an uppercut into when Alex Pantoja shoots for a double leg, but he's got to make Alex Pantoja work. Each time you've seen Alex Pantoja fight, the fights with Brandon Moreno, the fight with Steve Erceg, when you make him work, he kind of gasses out, or he's not as quick on his feet as he was in the first round, which is kind of normal in a fight, right? Like the first round, the athlete's not going to be as fresh when he gets to the 4th or 5th round, especially if he worked hard. And key to victory number 3, fucking send it. Like I said before, I feel like you're in a win-win situation. If you lose, you're still young. Like he's 24 years old, right? It's like I didn't get in the UFC till I was fucking 26. So it's a win-win situation for him. Send it. If he wins, it's a great win. He beat the pound for pound best flyweight in the world. If he loses, it's still a win because he's got 5 more years, 10 more years. Me and Pantoja would never even be thought of. So who do I have winning between these two fights? I'm gonna go with the king, Alex Pantoja. I think Alex Pantoja gonna go out there, cross the void, take him down, take his back and submit him. He's been able to do it to some very dangerous strikers like Kai Asakura and a lot of athletes under the banner. So I don't see why he can't do this to Joshua Van. Now, I'm not saying Joshua Van can't win this fight. I think Joshua Van has the talent and the spirit to do it, but it's a different ballgame when you get in there with someone like Alex Pantoja and he gets his hands around you, gets your back, body triangle. Now you're doing this the whole fucking round, and then he sinks it in. So I'm going to go with Alex Pantoja. Now, let us come to the main event of the evening. We have Merab the Machine Dvalishvili taking on Petr Yan. Now, this is a rematch. They don't like each other, so we got a little bad blood in there already. It's a quick turnaround for Merab, where I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's good. I think it takes away the essence of Merab and like the mystique of him. You know, you look at Ilia Topuria, we're all waiting at the edge of our seat, waiting to see who's going to fight next. And I can't wait to see him get in there and see how, you know, pop, 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 pop. We're waiting on the edge to see that mystical unicorn get back in there, but we're getting Merab's just giving it to us. So sometimes I feel when you get too much of something, you know what to expect and it's not the same anticipation. You know what I mean? It doesn't give the athlete more time to work on new craftsmanship, new craftsmen and new tools. Quick turnaround. He got through Corey Sandhagen. I felt it was an easy fight against Corey Sandhagen. And when you look at Petr Yan has been active, but he's on a 3-fight win streak. But you think about it, he hasn't finished anybody in a very, very long time. And the last person he finished was Jose Aldo. So the good thing about that is that he can go 5 rounds. He can push all 5 rounds, and he's beaten people through unanimous decision. The bad thing is that nobody out decisions the machine, right? If you're going to beat Merab, you got to put his lights out. Is Petr Yan going to be able to out grapple Merab? No, he wasn't able to do it the first time they fought. Is he going to be able to outstrike Merab? That's kind of hard because Merab is getting better on the feet. He's believing himself. And Merab is so good about measuring that distance in the void and making sure he doesn't get hit when he comes across it. He's so good about getting there with his... He looks down, he looks up, he has those little kicks, and he also trains with Aljamain Sterling. He trains at 10th Planet. He's got a lot of good athletes around him to get him ready for this fight, especially Syndicate MMA with John Wood. And the last time Petr Yan and Merab fought, Merab shot 49 times in a 5-round fight, and he only secured 11 takedowns. Now, when you look at the odds, that's not very good odds. He missed pretty much 70% of the takedowns, and he still won 50-45. So that tells me Petr Yan was pretty much defending on defense the whole entire time when they fought. And that's, 49 goddamn takedowns, which means Merab wasn't using any of his hands. Where I feel now Merab has sharpened his stand-up so much that I don't think he's going to have to shoot 49 times. So let's talk about the keys of victory for this guy. I'm going to start with Petr Yan. Petr Yan has got to go out there, and the key to victory number one is he's got to take the fight to Merab. He cannot allow Merab to sit outside the void, dictate when he's going to come in and blast a double leg. So Petr Yan's got to go out there and push the pace and push Merab to make a bad decision. Merab, every decision he makes, it's always a great decision. If Merab makes a bad decision, he turns it into a great decision. You can give Merab a pile of dog shit and he's going to be able to turn that motherfucker to gold, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. You gotta make him make a bad decision and capitalize on that bad decision that he made. That's the biggest key to victory for Petr Yan. Key to victory number two, you gotta let your hands go. You gotta let your hands go, because if you don't, he's gonna be able to get underneath you and get a takedown and be able to smother you and make it look like the first time they fought. Key to victory number three, he's got to do everything he can to win the grappling exchange. And that's going to be hard, because I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that key to victory number three. But you got to do everything you can to defend that takedown. You got to be on your, you got to be lateral. So when Merab does shoot in, he's shooting it, you're getting one edge of, you're shooting it. If he shoots in and he goes like this, you're either not in the middle. You want to be on this side or this side. Fight the hands 2-on-1, and when you're defending the takedown, throw some knees to the body. That way you're kind of scoring, and you're also trying to drain Merab's energy from his gas tank. And, you know, he shot 49 times, and he only succeeded 11 times. When you succeed in defending that takedown, Petr Yan's gonna get on him. You know, I break. I defend a takedown, I gotta throw a 1-2 or 2-3 or 2-5 or 2-3-10. He's gotta be punished for trying to take me down and failing to take me down. You fail the takedown, okay, guess what? Here's a receipt, right? You're trying to buy a takedown, decline, credit card decline, here's $5 penalty. That's what's gotta happen. That's a big thing in this fight going against Merab Dvalishvili. Now let's look into the key to victories for Merab Dvalishvili. Key to victory number one, Merab. All the key to victory for Merab. Just do what you do best. That's it. So guys, after all that, who do I have winning this fight between Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan? I'm going to go with Merab Dvalishvili, the machine. Now, I know when I said the keys of victory, I gave you only one. It's because Merab knows what he's doing. Like, he says it. He told me off camera and on camera. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to fight. He knows how to navigate a fight. And so that's the only thing he needs to do, is navigate that fight. He's already fought Petr Yan. He's already beat him. With everything said, I would say he's probably the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, next to Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. So, guys, with that being said, please let me know down in the comment section below. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. And make sure you guys come here Saturday night as we will do the live instant reaction for UFC 323. Petr Yan taking on Merab Dvalishvili. We'll see you guys at the next video. Peace.